Today we're talking about some of those unknown, forgotten small areas of Northwest Arkansas. We're talking about what will home prices look for them in 2024. Plus, we're covering some stuff on land, and we're talking about some of those areas that you definitely need to be paying attention to from an investment standpoint. So, let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. Actually, I was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire state, also known as Illinois, also known as Chicago. Don't go there, terrible place. I decided that I could move anywhere I wanted to in America, but I chose right here in Northwest Arkansas. So you're probably looking at a couple other places to move to, but I looked at those places as well, but I chose right here in Northwest Arkansas for so many different reasons. If you ever want to meet up for coffee, talk about all those different reasons, let me know, text me, call me. We'll meet up when you're coming to the area and we'll talk about all the reasons why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America. Also, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. It's literally a starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What are the schools like? What are the hospitals like? What are all the things you need to know about Northwest Arkansas? Boop, 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 boop. Package shipped right to your home. Literally right to your home. Enter your name, enter your address below. I'll make sure they get that package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below. I'll make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. All right. So in a previous video, I did talk about some of the bigger cities of Northwest Arkansas: Bentonville, Fayetteville, Rogers, Springdale, the whole thing. And we talked about per square footage, future things, and the whole kin caboodle. Anyways, this video is similar to that, but I do want to give that caveat that obviously I can't predict the future. I like to believe I am a time traveler, but to be determined. But obviously I'm going to make prime predictions of what will happen in the market of 2024 based on some interest rate predictions. Hopefully they go down, yada, yada, yada. But long story short, one thing to be aware of is that as interest rates go down, buyer wants go up. And so it's one of those things where if you can buy during higher interest rates, try to, just because of the fact that as interest rates do come down the next year or two, it's going to drive buyer enthusiasm higher, which will drive more people to Northwest Arkansas. And you kind of know where the cycle goes from there. Obviously, we know that. Long story short, these are just predictions, trying to predict the market. You never know, but I like to think that I'm in the know of the market, and we're going to talk about some of those reasons why I think some places will go up, some places will go down, and some places you definitely need to be aware of. All right, so the first area we need to talk about is Siloam Springs. So first off, let's talk about price per square foot. So last year, the price per square foot in Siloam Springs was $160, had a large jump up to $172 this year, and it's probably gonna get even higher. So you can kind of see where this is going from here. My prediction, we'll talk about why in a second, but my prediction for Siloam Springs is that it's going to jump higher, not to the extreme of $10 or $12 per square foot, but it's going to continue higher. It's going to be pushing into it wouldn't shock me, into the 180s, or like low 180s. That is for sure. Now you're asking, like Siloam Springs, if you don't know what that place is, it's on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma. Kind of a small town, college town, Christian University over there, but really cute downtown section. A lot of businesses going in there, a lot of new development going in there. So why is Siloam Springs doing so well? And because of the 412 that runs between Northwest Arkansas and basically the Oklahoma Turnpike into Tulsa. So much development will be happening there in the next 5 years when it comes to warehousing and for future commercial development, whether it's in Oklahoma or Arkansas. It's a major highway that connects so many different things. And so finally people are waking up to what was been promised 3 years ago. They said that they're going to turn 412 into a massive warehousing industrial section to connect all the different states. It's finally coming to fruition, and people are buying homes along Siloam Springs because they know there'd be jobs there, there'd be no businesses there, there'd be no restaurants there. It's gonna be a whole thing. So Siloam Springs, very bullish on Siloam Springs with increasing in pricing because of all the investments happening in the area itself, just because of the promises made between Oklahoma and Arkansas in general. And the second city we need to cover is Farmington. So Farmington went from $174 to $194, $20 jump. My gosh, Farmington, what are you doing down there? So in Farmington, obviously that's about 11, almost 12% jump. So that's one of the biggest jumps in the area itself. So the reason for being is because right next to Fayetteville, it's literally right next to Fayetteville. West Fayetteville's run out to Farmington. Farmington is doing very well, growing exponentially, great school system, etc. So I understand why Farmington has done so well for itself. Flatterish ground, easy development, and It's so close to obviously 49 that people live here all the time. That's why yours truly lives here. Haha. But anyways, I say all that to say, what is the prediction for Farmington in this next year, 2024? My prediction is that it's going to increase, but not drastically. Now, the reason being is because if it's pushing 194 and Fayetteville specifically is pushing 202, it's going to be below Fayetteville realistically. And so it's going to probably hover around the 195s-ish for this next year. Not going to have a massive increase. Now, if you would have bought in 2022 or 2021, that's where you're going to see that kind of bigger, widespread jump, so to speak. But I think it's kind of plateaued here when it comes to price per square foot. It might jump a little bit just due to inflation, interest rates, the whole thing. But with Farmington, kind of going to be flatlined for a little while for next year or so, I imagine. There's still a lot of builders around here that are developing homes, and they're kind of keeping it there at that 194, 195 mark. So just keep that in mind. I don't see a huge upswing in Farmington again because there's no reason for it. It's already kind of happened. So if you're looking to move to the area, definitely keep Farmington on the map. There's not going to be a huge price increase next year or two. But I imagine that as Fayetteville grows and we continue to blend in Farmington and Fayetteville, the price increase will come in the next 2 to 3 to even 4 years or so. Hey, before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move to the area and you're using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications? Way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is Instant Home Updates. So enter your name below, enter your information below, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to North Arkansas? Let me know with all the information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on downtown Bentonville? When is First Fridays? When is First Thursdays? That's a little bit obvious. What's going on in Fayetteville? What new businesses are moving to Pinnacle? What's going on in downtown Rogers? What is going on at the Walmart Amphitheater? So much going on all the time. So much. That's why I send an email out just kind of summarizing all the cool things happening every single Friday. Enter your name, enter your email below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday. But sadly, side note, you will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make it down to Northwest Arkansas. And we're moving down the line to land. And land here has gone up quite a bit, of course. And I'm not even going to try to cover what land costs because it could range from anywhere from like $10,000 an acre all the way up to like $200,000 an acre. We're talking like downtown Bentonville area, so wide thing. So just know that a land will probably not decrease realistically. It's a rare day to lose money on land. The only time that you might start seeing some decreases potentially is in some Bella Vista land, like a quarter acre, half an acre kind of thing up in Bella Vista because people want to offload it, so to speak. So that's the only thing where I see land being like offloaded and maybe like a fire sale, so to speak, that happens sometimes on and off in Bella Vista. There's a lot of land in Bella Vista. There's a lot of lots in Bella Vista. So not shocking that things go left and right kind of quicker in Bella Vista because there's a lot of land up there. But when it comes to like larger parcel acres of land, like 5, 10, 15, 20 acres or more, the price is just going up unless it's like hunting ground. You don't see a massive increase of hunting ground pricing when it comes to over 100 acres. You do see an upswing, but it's not anything massive. It's when you start having flat kind of buildable ground, that's when the prices get a little fun, so to speak, because obviously so much development is happening here. So keep that in mind, is that land is quite broad. There's been a huge increase since 5 years ago for obvious reasons, but land is probably always going to be ticking up around here, whether it's like a 5% increase or 10% increase. Once something, the thing is like once something gets announced, like the next highway, the next business, the next airport, whatever the case is, there's not another airport coming, but just saying, let's say for instance, it just dramatically increases the price of land because for obvious reasons. So keep that in mind. Land usually goes up around here and there's really no sign of it getting any cheaper. And the last thing we need to talk about is the outskirts. The outskirts of Northwest Arkansas, Gentry, Gravette, those kind of things. We have even Lincoln to some extent, parts of Elkins, Summers, Huntsville. Like those are really far-reaching parts of NWA. Even Eureka Springs to some extent, a little bit up there, but like Holiday Island. So there's areas out there. Holiday Island is way too far out there. I would not consider it part of Northwest Arkansas. But anyways, generally, there's been a slight increase of pricing across the board. Until, especially in the Gentry Gravette area, there's been definitely increases. But the thing about it is that everyone's waiting for the highway that's going to, at some point, going to be announced over there. It's going to happen in the west at some point. people have ideas, people are thinking, they don't know where it's going to go. So once that starts getting announced, the actual price per square foot per housing will slowly grow in Northwest Arkansas in those kind of far-reaching areas. Now, the far east side of Northwest Arkansas, there probably isn't going to be a huge price increase because there's realistically never going to be a highway put over there in like past Fayetteville, so to speak, because of Beaver Lake and the river over there. So that price is going to be a slight increase over time, but nothing drastic. Once we start getting a price increase over in the far-reaching side of Gentry and Gravette area, that's when the highway gets announced, which who knows what'll happen. I imagine it'll be in 3 years or so that they start projecting and predicting like when they're going to be doing stuff there. Once that starts happening, that's where you're going to start seeing I would say considerable increase of square footage over there, because for obvious reasons of all the businesses that will be put in there for commercial space. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itineraries link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below, so go ahead and download them and use them to get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, let's see the next one.